Welcome to the Bourbon Collective. I'm Austin Mabry, and on today's video, we're going to be reviewing High Bank Whiskey War Barrel Select batches 5 and 6, which are High Bank's Whiskey War barrel proof that has been finished in Zinfandel wine barrels for a period of 21 months. Before we jump into these, I'd like to point out that I did previously do a video review of batches 3 and 4. Be sure to check that out as well. I'll post a link to that video in the comments section down below. With that being said, let's jump into the left Zinfandel barrel here and see what we got going on. A little background, this is the barrel proof Whiskey War, roughly 4.5 years old, finished in a Zinfandel wine barrel for around 21 months. Zinfandel is a sweeter red wine, often attributed or associated with sweeter fruit notes, dessert notes, things like that. So it'll be interesting to see what we have in the whiskey here. Hit the nose. So right off the bat, I'm getting apple. Apple with some spice, kind of a cinnamon. Let's hit the palate and see what we have. So again, the apple's in the palate too, definitely there. The spice is there, kind of a cinnamon. It almost reminds me of a, like an Applejack cereal. Taking you back to your childhood, to your breakfast. Yeah. It's got Apple Jacks written all over it. It's pretty good. It's kind of creamy too. Like I'm kind of getting like almost a nougat, like a Three Musketeers candy bar. Just kind of silky, creamy type of flavor in there. Out of 10, I'd probably give this in the neighborhood somewhere around a 7. Pretty good. Yeah, I can certainly drink that, especially on a cold night like this evening. Good stuff. Let's hop over into the right Zinfandel barrel and see how it compares. Moving on to the right Zinfandel barrel. On paper, these two whiskeys are nearly identical. Same age, same length of time spent in that Zinfandel barrel. The proof on the right is slightly lower than the left, only by half a point. So I can't imagine that that's had any drastic impact on the finished product. So really that only leaves the barrels in which this whiskey was finished that would have any change or impact on the characteristics of the product in the bottles. So let's jump into the right and see if we can pick out the differences between the two. Hit the nose here a little bit. Berries. That's the first thing I get on the nose off of this, is berries. Again, the spice as found in the left. Not really a specific variety, just kind of a berry aroma. More of like a black raspberry kind of characteristic. Set the palate, see what we get. Again, the nose kind of follows you into the palate. I get berries, spice, kind of a bready note, like a grainy, yeasty bread note off of this one. Sort of reminds you of like a breakfast Danish, a tort, something of that effect, where you get berry or some kind of fruit in with some bread. Not bad. I'd say personally, myself, of these two, I prefer the left. Just that apple characteristic as opposed to some of this grainy, bready berry thing that is going on over here on the right. Out of 10, I'd have to rate this probably 6.5-ish. Again, I prefer the left. Not to say that this isn't fantastic in its own right, just different enough from the left that one can form a preference, which speaks to what Highbank's trying to do with this, a testament to the barrels and the influence that they have on the finished product. Again, this is the same whiskey going into 2 separate barrels, each previously holding Zinfandel wine from the same producer, same variety of wine from the same producer, same batch of whiskey, but in the end you have 2 whiskeys that are vastly different from one another in their flavors, their aromas, the characteristics that come out of the bottle. As we wrap up here, I'd like to again say thank you to the team at Highbank for providing me with these samples to review here on the Bourbon Collective. Batches 5 and 6 are set to be released on Friday, December 10th at their distillery in Grandview Heights. This will be done online, so be sure to hop over to their website, highbankco, that's highbankco.com. Sign up for their mailing list so that you'll get first notice when these products become available. Also, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel so you'll always be up to date on any new content that we release here on the Bourbon Collective. As always, cheers, Collective.